Hi everyone, it's Gail, and I am here today with a little something different. My friend Diane from Under the Big Sky Designs has challenged me to make two different covers out of the same fabric. Diane has the wonderful journal cover kits in various fabrics. These are Riley Blake fabrics, and she's got some Kathy Holden, she's got Tim Holt, she's got other gorgeous fabrics. And so she makes up kits with, you get two fabrics, you get some ruffles, and you get a square of quilt batting. So yeah, I've worked with her quilts before. You've seen those, but I will link her shop below under the Big Sky Designs. And just so you know, she's having a birthday sale, and you get 10% off orders over $50, and it's going until the end of August. The code is birthday 10 to get that 10% off. Okay, so anyway, I have a couple of ideas. We're going to get to that. Let's say hi and hugs first to Victoria, Jolene, Janice, and Heather. Thank you so much for watching and your kind comments. Okay, first things first, I'm going to set one aside, and I don't need this for this one. So I had a little idea. Oh, I wish I had one to show you. I didn't grab one of my covers. I meant to. Normally I use a 9x12 envelope, and I glue down the batting. I glue down the outside fabric. Then I flip it over, glue down the inside fabric, and then I sew around the edges and have kind of a rough edge, I guess you would say. I'm going to make a couple, or I'm going to make this one with a couple of envelopes. So, and it's going to have nice, neat edges for those of you who would rather not have, have it look a little shabby, a little grungy, a little whatever. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm not going to use batting on this because I think it's going to be thick enough on its own. So let's see. This is actually very close. Ooh, look at how pretty. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So I want it right there because I want that pink flower. Gosh, I think this is going to be just fine. I'm not going to have to cut this down a whole lot. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to use some Fabri-Tac and just glue that in place just so it holds while I'm doing this. So yeah, I thought we'd go neat edges on this one. How's that for a little something different? Okay, I for sure want that flower, so I'm going to go right about there. Okay. Flip it over and glue it. Okay. Easy peasy. That's done. Okay, now I'm gonna fix up the corners here. We're just gonna cut at an angle both ways. Leave ourselves some fun little scraps for a cluster or something along the way. So yeah, I loved it. Diane gave me a little bit of a challenge. I'm like, okay, Diane, I'll do my best. And then I'm like, oh gosh, what am I going to do? But it's good because it kind of gets you out of the rut of doing the same thing with your covers all the time. So there we go. Just a matter of neatness, really, happening here to do the covers or to do the edges like that. Okay, now what I'm going to do is we're going to glue down just glue these down. Doesn't have to be perfect, just glue down a bit, like so. And I like to do one side and then the other. I don't know, it just makes it easier for me. I don't know. You do you. But okay, I'm just pulling that as tight as I can. And there we go there. Okay, let's do these edges. I find it just easier to go on the envelope rather than try and do it on the fabric. Yeah, there we go. Oops, I got a little bit extra there. Doesn't matter. It's going to be glued down anyhow. So, okay. Now this side. So I wanted to do this one first so the glue could dry while we're working on the second one. I'm not sure, but the next one I may have to jump up for something, so bear with me on that one if I do. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. That's going to be the outside, right? Okay, now I'm going to take the other envelope, do the exact same thing with what will eventually be the inside. So there we go. Isn't that pretty? Okay. I've got it kind of at an angle because the fabric's kind of at an angle, and I would like it to be straight. The pattern doesn't matter. So okay. So let's give that a squirt. I'm gonna use the old Fabri-Tac in this one. Which, why do we have it if we're not using it, right? There we go. Okay, now I'm going to do the corners again. Yeah, so besides the journal cover kits, Diane has gorgeous quilts and table runners and that sort of thing. I do know she's got some Halloween already posted, which is great because you can get it and have it for decorating for Halloween. So you might want to check that out too if you are a Halloween decorator. I do a little bit, not too much. Now that the grandkids aren't here. When the grandkids were here, you know, it was full stop. We just would go crazy. But now that they're not here, we don't do too much. We don't get a lot of trick-or-treaters either. So, but we get some, and I always, Mike and I always get stuff for my friend Emily for her kids and stuff. But yeah, it's coming before we know it. So yeah, and I have no doubt she'll have Christmas stuff too when the time comes. I'm the proud owner of lots of Diane's table runners and then several of her quilts. The quilt on my bed, my friend Diane made, and the quilt that's on the back of my couch is a Tim Holtz quilt that she made. I love it so much. It doesn't have to go straight to the edge because we're going to glue this down anyways. Okay, so just pull that nice and tight. There we go. One more. Okay. So there is the inside. And because we kind of tilted it, see, it's just as straight as it can be. Awesome. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put a bunch of glue in the middle here. And we're going to put the front onto the back, or the back onto the front, however you want to look at it. Okay. And just lining them up as perfectly as I can. And there we go. So there's the front, there's the back. And then I want that to dry, and I'm going to sew around the edge here. Now, I'm going to use my sewing machine, but I also thought it'd be kind of cool to do like a slow stitch, or like a blanket stitch, or just, you know, go around this with hand stitching. That would be kind of cool too. But I'm going to try my sewing machine. I think it will go through this, but I'm not positive. If it doesn't, I'll resort to hand stitching. So that was cover number 1. Cover number 2, we are going to do one of these kind of chop it up kind of covers. Now, let's see. How much do I have here? This one, gorgeous. Okay, so it's 14 by 11. So you have a 2-inch extra from making a 9 by 12 cover, right? So there's 2 inches. I think I would like this to be just 1 inch too big, if that makes sense. So I think what I'm going to do is take off 1 inch here. This is going to be our base. So I am going to, and of course it is absolutely cut perfectly, because that's my friend Diane. She's so precise, and she's such a good quilter. Okay, I'm just gonna take that off of there. And so our base, oh, and then the other way too, right? Yeah, 1 inch that way as well. Let's do that. Move over a little bit. Yeah, just 1 inch off of this way too. And then our cover is going to be 1 inch larger. And the reason I'm doing this is I have noticed with this technique that occasionally, depending on the fabric, it will shrink down a little bit, and I don't want it to. So we're just, I mean, you know, I still want it to be 9 by 12. So right now we've got 10 by 13. So perfect. We've got an extra inch in case it does shrink down. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. Okay, so we are going to do one of the raggedy junk journal covers, which we've done before. So I have my base. I'm going to chop this all up. I know it breaks my heart too, but I'm going to do it. We're going to chop that all up. We'll throw these in for good measure. And then once we get all our pieces, we're going to put the water-soluble embroidery stabilizer on it. And then we're going to sew it. And hopefully have ourselves a little have ourselves a little cover. I'm going to set those two things, the background and everything, over because we're going to do a whole bunch of chopping here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go about an inch or so. Doesn't have to be precise, obviously, as I whack away. Okay, and then we're going to just tear all those. This is very satisfying. If you're mad at something or someone, this could be a good stress reliever. And the strings are fine. Just gonna add character. And of course, we won't see the final product of this. Once it dries and everything, I'll show it to you. But we won't see that because I have to soak it in water to get the embroidery stuff off. Okay, let's just kind of de-string these a bit. So there's not quite so much stringage. I could show you, just one second. This is the fall one that I'm going to use for a fall journal. So that's what we're doing, basically. And it makes a fun little cover. I'm excited. So we'll see how this one turns out. It'll be kind of fun to see this fabric as a... So, yeah, the reason I thought I might have to leave for a minute is I don't know if this is going to be enough for this cover. So I may have to add another fabric to it. Happily, I have plenty of fabric. So what we're going to do is just grab a couple of these, maybe 4 of them at a time, I think. And we're just going to willy-nilly chop like that. Make some bigger ones, make some smaller ones. Just like that. Again, get your aggressions out. I don't have any, but if I did, this would be a good way to get them out. Okay. I don't think I have any more of this fabric, but I'm trying to think what might be fun to go with it. Whoops. Got to be coordinated, and you know, I struggle in that department these days. Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to need more. I do. So, oh, what about these? Hello, from the other one. Never mind, those are not now going to be clusters. Those are going to go with this. Okay, and let's do these. And we'll just see if we need more. I think. Okay, I think we're going to, oh yeah, we're going to need a lot more than that. Okay, talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. kind of wanted to add something colorful, so I'm thinking this red might be nice, because there are bits of red with the black, but red and black are always a fun combo. This particular fabric is Kathy Holden Outdoorsy. So yeah, we'll let's just kind of grab a bunch of this. I'm gonna take off the this. That's really cute. I'm gonna keep this part. The part that says outdoorsy, that might be fun on a journal at some point. Okay, now I have a thought. Well, let's just cut a hunk of that, and we'll see how this goes. Okay, so I'm just gonna, once again, we'll go in the strips. Maybe. She's lost her arm strength here, people. Okay. Let's see. Some of these strings are gotta go. I don't mind some, but, you know, let's not get crazy. Okay. Let's add some of that to it. And I am just gonna put all these together. And see how we go here. Oops. That one I had doubled over. Oh dear. You know, what are you gonna do? Okay, let's add this to the mix here. So let's just say on this one, I'm using Diane's fabrics as a basis for this. Adding a few of my own stash in here, which would be fun too. And yeah, in a future video, I will show you how this dries up and what it looks like. Excuse me. Oh my goodness gracious, Gertrude. There's a momism, one of my mom's things. Goodness gracious, Gertrude. Who's Gertrude? I don't know. No idea. Come back up here. Then we'll see what else we can find, because I think we're still going to need more. But I think I will get those mixed up a bit. I think I'm going to put them down on the fabric so we can kind of see, and then we can chop onto the fabric too. Okay, so there's that. I don't know, maybe this is enough. We'll see. We'll just kind of get it all spaced out here. And I always kind of try and get the corners and the, you know, the, what you call it, the edge, kind of put down first. And it's okay if they're upside down. I just don't want all of them to be upside down. You know what I mean? So we'll just go like that. Go down the edge a little bit. Okay, that edge is good. Look at that fun one. That needs to go on a corner, I must say. Oh, let's put that one over there. I do kind of go by, in a way, the pattern. Like, I don't want the same, everywhere. Like, 16 of the same one. Let's do some blacks. Black and white. Let's do that red. Okay. Yeah, I think this might end up being enough. I don't know. So I hope we have time to get these sewn too. I just wasn't sure how long was this going to take me, Oh, I didn't grab out my pins either, did I? I thought I was prepared. Yeah, not so much. Oh. But I do love these raggedy covers. They're just super fun, I think. Okay, let's go up to this corner and do some. It's almost like collaging with a whole bunch of different fabrics, Except everything's kind of willy-nilly, random scandom. Let's do one of these. Okay, now up here, we'll have the edges pretty well covered. I try not to be too perfect about it, but, sometimes the perfectionist does rear her ugly head. Okay, I like this one to be in the front. I'm kind of trying to get those, those fun sunflowers up front a little bit. I do mostly want the color to show through, rather than like the backs. Generally, I'm not this persnickety. I don't know why, but I'm liking how it's coming out. So there you go. Persnickety away, Gail. Oops, a lot of threads right there. I'll be wearing most of them probably. Okay, got a couple. Ooh, look at that pretty one. I think this is going to be really cool. I'm excited. Okay. So, oops. Okay, I need something right there. Okay. Ooh, that's a good one. Couple of good ones of the white fabric sprinkled in there. If this is boring, just fast forward through it, Kay. Don't tell me it's boring. I can't take it. I just can't take it. Ooh, that's a cool corner. I like that. We are getting there, sports fans. I think we're gonna have enough. We shall see. The other thing you can do is after you have it sewn and after it's dry, you can always add back some pieces too. Like if you feel like, oh, geez, I don't quite have enough red or something. Not that I'm not going to have that because I It's looking good so far. But if you don't have enough red, then just come back and throw some more in. It's fun. So fun. Okay. Yeah, this is very fun. I feel like you could almost use this for a Christmas cover. It's close. What's that? Ooh, that's pretty. You know, you could almost use it for a Christmas cover. Okay. A lot of red right there. Yeah, I think we're going to be just perfect in terms of amount here. Oh, I want that on top. Turn one over and the other one flips over. That's not what I was going for, people. Okay. That little red can go there. Okay. Getting there. What do we think? Got a few spots where I need something there and something there. I'm just looking for where it's a little thicker with fabric. Okay. Okay, I'm loving that. I have a thought though. Let's take a few scraps of lace and put that in there. This one's really nice and thick. Yeah, this will add another little texture to it. Okay. Excuse my squeaky chair. Jeez. Sometimes, like, when I'm being quiet, it's so loud when it squeaks, so I do apologize. It's like, oof. Yeah, I'm liking this. Good idea, Gail. Good idea. Okay. Okay. We'll quit fiddling around here. And let me grab my pins. Oh, goodness. Sorry, gotta move my rolly cart. I have them buried, looks like. Yep, there they are. Okay, now we're going to take our piece of this stuff. Let me cut it. Alrighty, and now we're going to just put this over the top and pin it on. It's a little big, doesn't matter. It's going to all dissolve anyway. Okay, let's check time. Oh, we're doing okay. 20 minutes. Woo! Well, we'll get as far as we can. And then what a person does is just do crazy stitching all over the top of this. Just go cray cray. And just, I usually go around the edge first, and then sometimes I'll crisscross like that, and then I just go all over the place. So yeah, so that is that one. We just have to crazy sew on it. We have to dissolve this dissolvable embroidery stabilizer. And if you go through my favorite things and search dissolvable embroidery stabilizer, it will come up. It's not super pricey or anything. It's fairly reasonably priced. So yeah. Oops, totally moved that piece. Just fine, except I don't want to leave a hole. Again, if I need more, I'll just go back after it's dry, add a few more pieces and a few more rows of stitching and call it good. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited about Diane's birthday sale. That is so fun. I know a lot of you have gone over and supported my friend Diane, and I so appreciate that, because she loves what she does, and she's very prolific at it. And so, you know, it's like at some point, what do you do when your whole family has quilts? Your friends have quilts, you know, and so she decided to open an Etsy, but you know, again, it's hard to get discovered over there amongst the 7.3 million shops. Isn't that amazing? But it's kind of cool to me how many people are, you know, doing a business from their home and stuff. It's nice that we have that option. Okay. So now I'm also going to just put a few pins in the middle. I want them to have pretty bright heads so I know they're there. But just to, again, stabilize a little. Maybe we only need one. Okay, well first let's hop on and try and I'm just going to carefully, keeping it level, set this aside, and let's do this cover. So what do we want for a? I'm hesitant to go too fancy because it is going to be thick. Well, we'll just see if it's even gonna like us to sew it. So let me just do a couple stitches here to see. Oh, I have such a good sewing machine. Okay, I think I'm just going to go simple and go with a zigzag around this. Oh. It's going to need some help being guided through. I got to pull my sewing machine to me a little bit more. I'm going to run into my shelf. Okay. Oh boy, this is coming out very tidy, very tidy. For the tidy among us. And my sewing machine is being an absolute champ. Good job, sewing machine. Alrighty. Oh, excuse me. Perhaps a fabric particle. Alrighty. There we go with that one. I will hold it up to the camera so you can see better where we're at. But so there's our little cover outside and inside, and look at the edges, tidy as they can be. Now we're just gonna fold it and make sure those envelopes on the inside are well folded. And I will use my bone folder and just, ooh, give that a good crease. It's not that happy to crease at the ends, but we got it. Okay, so there you go. There's a happy little tidy, very tidy journal cover. Super happy with that. Okay, do we have time to do? Oh yeah, we got plenty of time. What am I talking about? Okay. So now the trick with this is to keep it level. And I am going to go back to a straight stitch. And we're going to go around the edges first. So I'm just going to turn it this way. See how I can do here with my sewing machine. Okay. Throw out a pin. Okay. Gonna go in a bit from the fabric that I can see just to make sure I'm on the background. It looks like I am. So off we go. Take out the pin on the corner again. Okay. Now we're gonna just trying to hold it kind of flat. This corner was bent over. We don't want that. Remove that pin. Okay. The other thing is after you have dissolved this and it's dried, you may see some spots where the scraps are sticking up and you feel like you need more stitching. Just go back and stitch some more. Okay, so now I can get rid of all these pins. Where's my little pin box? What'd they do with it? Oh, threw it clear up there. Okay, let's get rid of our pins so that I don't have an unpleasant surprise in my bare foot at some point. Because I would do that, sure enough. Okay, so we've got, put that down for a second. I feel like this is sticking. The pieces aren't floating a lot, so that's awesome. I'm just going to even take that out. Now I think I'm going to go side to side, so like diagonally, if you will. And it can be all wonky too. It doesn't have to be, maybe it's even better if it's wonky because you've started the crazy stitching then. Okay, I'm up to that corner. I'm just gonna wonky stitch down to the other corner and then we'll good. And now we're going to go the opposite way. Gosh, my sewing machine is just a trooper. This is a Singer Stylist, and it's not an expensive machine, but boy, it's a little workhorse is what it is. Okay. So now we can just go totally wonkadoodle. And you're just trying to, you know, catch as many of these pieces of fabric as you can. Free motion, I think is what it's called. It's funny, you can tell when I hit the lace, it's a lot thicker. And you do want to leave some space because you do want the fabric to kind of stick up, you know, here and there. Doing this one a lot more methodically than I usually do with going around in a circle here, but you know, it felt right, so I'm going with it. Circles are getting smaller, people. We're almost there. Okay, I'm going to go over to the edge. And I am going to kind of just go down the middle of it this way. Okay, for now, I'm going to call that good. It's nice and sewn in. And then once I dissolve the top, we'll see if it needs more stitching or more fabric or anything. Here's what the back of it looks like. Just all sorts of wonky sort of little quilting. So again, it will look like this when it's done. So it will have, this side's nicely quilted. It feels really good. And then this side, the stabilizer gives the fabric a little bit of sizing, I would say. It makes it a little crunchier than it would be, but it gives it more heft too. So, okay, so we've got that one. We finished this one. Diane, I hope you're happy with my challenge. I'm feeling good about it. Let me just say one more time. Birthday sale, code birthday10 to get 10% off of orders over 50 at Under the Big Sky Design. So thanks everybody so much for watching. Thank you, Diane, for this fun challenge. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I hope you'll all go over and show my friend Diane some love. Have a grateful day. Be kind always, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.